basically talking about the second wave of the coronavirus. You know, the title of his article, it says, here's when your state will have to shut down again. So basically, the title says a lot within itself. Basically talking about the possibility of the second wave of this coronavirus going in. You know, even Florida had a record-breaking, I believe it was 173 cases. I believe it was in one day. So we know that this coronavirus, is waking up in the truth. We know that the virus is man-made. That he's all evil behind this. And what they're doing is they're getting people, they're forcing people, forcing everybody to be conditioned to basically be like robots, man. You know what I'm saying? But also, and they doing that because they want to dumb down and get rid of the population and put it down to 500 million. You know what I'm saying? They plan is to get rid of 6.5 billion people to get the population down to 500 million because there's roughly 7 billion people that's on the planet right now. And the reason why they want to do such is because who's running the globe. You know what I'm saying? Job 9:24 tells us that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And he covered the face of the judges that are not wearing the wisdom. And you got Esau Edom, so-called white man, is running the world right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. And one thing about the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? It was told that the successful rate of the coronavirus is 99.9%. But you got these governments, man, they continue to push forward their agenda. And what they want to do is that they want to get everybody vaccinated. They mainly they are targeting, you black Latinos, Native Americans. They say that you're the problem. And they basically want you to be the first to be the guinea pig, per se, to take the vaccination. And they open this Pandora box with this pandemic. So now, since they already got this box open, you know what I'm saying, they're going to continue to push it forward because they don't, us in the faith, man, the truth of y'all about to shit out shop. We don't see them taking the foot off the gas with this pandemic, per se. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point that it shut down the businesses, mom and pop businesses are closed now. People are falling behind on their loans, on their bills, and their mortgage. And this is all part of the plan of Esau Edom, man. Because they want people to submit to their way of life, man. And their way of life is to control everybody. And eventually they want to get everybody chipped. Because the scripture tells us, and it will not say how to chip. They'll continue forever. Because he never wants to be that they are going to be forever to be a rulership. We already know how this going to end for those who wicked, those who are in the truth. That your house y'all going to come back and going to take down Esau Edom. But we're going to just go over with the article. And the title of the article is when your state will have to shut down again. It reads, while many regions in the United States once prepared boys to curb the COVID-19 coronavirus, the new COVID-19 cases are on the rise across the country. And we know that Esau Edom loves to fabricate the numbers. You know what I'm saying? They do that because they want everybody to be in a militant, mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? For those who've been in the military, you know what I'm saying, we you know what I'm saying, you had drills that you had to be like 6 inches apart, man. You know what I'm saying? Being formation and all that other stuff. That would be military mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want humans, they want robots, man. That's the reason why they push this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, so that way they can track you every move, your thought pattern and everything else. Man, you never want to be like the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. These devils, they want to be like the Most High. Because if the scripture said they said in the temple, claiming that they use the Most High, you know, roughly paraphrase. Now that would be them. So let's just continue on with the honor. It reads, with many states once again being forced to take strict measures to keep further outbreaks at bay. And one of the examples was that you had Jake, I believe, I think it was California. You had Jason down there. They had a big gathering, and nobody was wearing no mask or anything, man. You know what I'm saying? And you had the mayor of California came out and basically brought that out pretty much. And said that they grant the general population of shut down their water and electricity. You know what I'm saying? But that's a clean fact. But that's another special day, you know, because, you know, they want to have unrighteous decrees, man. You know what I'm saying? They use unrighteous decrees trying to get the people to submit. Because we already know that this is planned already, man. And what they doing, they have plans for the way they can convince you people to submit to their will, because that's what it's all about at the end. And they know that this is what it's about. It's about control of the populace. You know what I'm saying? Continue on. It reads, Texas and Florida closed their bars. California closed most indoor activity. And Rhode Island even started rolling back on the signs for the gathering allowed. You know what I'm saying? However, even Slovakia, you know, screens that come on. Slovakia for them. Slovakia for the screens that come on. Give them a minute. Let's get back to what I said. Here we go. It said, however, even with these measures in place, the projection-based model from the University of Washington Institute for Health Measures and Evaluation suggests that many states would need to shut down again in the near future. And that was what they're talking about. They're talking about, you know, getting people to be not to do it like California. You know what I'm saying? And they've been talking about the second wave of coronavirus. It's going to be harsher than the first. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to come to the point that they won't have martial law in place, man, to force people to stay in their home. You know what I'm saying? Because they you know, like the first one, you know, they had curfew and all that stuff in place. But they're going to have this second wave with this coronavirus. And they're going to, you know, they will have martial law and all these things in place to keep you people at home. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to allow you to even go outside, man. And a lot of people, they want to, there's a lot of people want to crack. Why? Because because in this society, aka Babylon the Great, people are so used to having so much freedom that it's ridiculous. But it's going to come to the point that they already starting to crack down on their freedom. You know what I'm saying? That you got to have social distance, and also, you know what I'm saying? They force you to wear a face mask over your face. And they say that if you don't wear a face mask in certain places, you know, in certain states, they charge you up to $250 to $500 fine. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil is everybody to be in a military mindset, man. You know, they want robots, and that's pretty much what this all boils down to. They want to push the new world order, man, because the devil knows he only has for a short time. You can read that Revelation 12:12, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these devils, they push this agenda. You know, let's continue on with the article. It reads, we send a roller coaster in the United States. IHME Director Christopher Murray said in his statement, it appears that people are wearing masks and social distancing more frequently as infection increase. And after a while, as infection drops, people will let their guard down and start taking these measurements to protect themselves and others, which of course leads to more infections. And what that pretty much is saying, it's saying that they got to fabricate the numbers. That as long as people cooperate, do what this wicked society had to do, you know, ironically, the numbers would go down. But when they said that, when people started God, they started love and all the other stuff, and start having gatherings, the numbers go back up. And the reason why they doing this because, like I said, it's all about that military mindset, man. Because they're gonna come to the point. They ain't gonna want you to be around nobody, man. That's what it all boils down to. They want total control of every person, every human being on the planet, man. And they're gonna force you to take this vaccination, and also be forced to take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying that they're gonna play it as being in the media. In order for you to be known in society, you need to take this vaccination. You know, so you need to take this microchip in order for you to have some type of normalcy in this society. But we already know what that's playing into. They're playing into the hands of Esau, so-called white men. You know what I'm saying? Into the hands of these elite bankers, man. Which are the Amalekites, by the way, the chief of the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? When they had the control of the word populace, you know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is that they had control of the wealth. You know, so like and they want now they want control of the world populace. You know what I'm saying? They are the actual ones. They are behind the scenes, forging these numbers, man, telling people like the forged numbers to make it seem that this coronavirus is a very deadly virus, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, the brother's not saying that the virus don't exist. But, by them fudging the numbers and, fudging the numbers per se, you know what I'm saying? They make it known that this virus is very deadly. But he had more people died of the flu than the coronavirus, man. You know what I'm saying? The flu is more deadly than the coronavirus. Because we know that the virus can't live, a long period of time for heat, man. We know that. But, these governments continue to push these numbers, man. And to make it seem as though that that these numbers are accurate, but we know that these numbers not they're being forced to push out an agenda. That's what I'm trying to say. And it reads again the potential deadly cycle starts over again. Rising infection, rising the way they are. The IHME has identified 22 states as candidates for further lockdowns in the fall. The model assumes that states will have to close non-essential businesses and reinstate stay-at-home orders once the daily death rate reaches 8 per 1 million residents. And like I said, they've been planning this second wave of this coronavirus for quite some time now. You know what I'm saying? Now they talk about, staying at home, whereas and those who are deemed non-essential. stay-at-home order, and it's gonna cause a lot of you people to be stressed out now. And you got the average, for American live from paycheck to paycheck, man, and they can't afford to stay at home, especially when they talking about they're gonna stop unemployment, and that's gonna stress a lot of people out because a lot of people are trying to figure out how they're gonna pay their rent. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna pay their mortgage? You know what I'm saying? How they gonna pay their lights and et cetera, man. Because the average American lives paycheck to paycheck. You know, and you already got homelessness on the rise, man. And it's gonna be more people that's gonna be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because of the second wave of the coronavirus. Let's continue on with the article that said that the threshold is based on data regarding when states impose their first mandates in March and April. And so that many states will have to reimpose similar mandates. Right? So thing just keeps on again. Based on that metric, read on to see if your state is one of 22 that may have to shut down again in coming months. For more, basically that's the end of that article. It's not for it. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, they're going to they are going to reimpose, the stay-at-home stay-at-home order. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna reimpose that because they figure that people are being out and they they're not practicing social distance and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? These people are going to start flooding the numbers again, and they're gonna use unrighteous degrees in the midst of the coronavirus that's coming to play. This coronavirus coming to play. You know what I'm saying? You got, the society is on the verge of, it's breaking down, man. And we're going to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It reads, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and strong men shall bow themselves, and the ground will cease because they are few. And those that look out the window will be darkened." And they're talking about the future, man. And especially with this second wave of this coronavirus is in, you know what I'm saying, America do not have a future, man. And you see it more and more apparently and more clearly each and every day, man. Because there's always something that's coming out about Babylon the Great that you may not be aware of, man. And one thing that you may not be aware of that society is shut down, man. You know what I'm saying? You got people that are forced to have to stay at home. You know what I'm saying? They force people to do these stay at home rules, man. And they talk about sometime in the fall that they're gonna reinforce the stay at home order because of this, the second wave of this coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? And I believe the second wave of this coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, as they say, it's gonna be worse than the first wave. And you got people already having a hard time recovering from the first wave, and you start seeing people being homeless, is on the rise, and all these other things. But now all of a sudden now, you got people that no longer have homes that they can go to because they're being forced to be evicted. and they'll be forced to have to be kicked out of their homes, man. And also landlords ain't got the rent money to pay the taxes on the property and everything else of that nature. And they also being threatened also because they're used to having their rent money, or they're used to having their rent money from the tenant, from the ones that are staying there in the house. And the person that's staying there can't afford it, man, because they ain't got no job. And then their unemployment is not enough to cover the basic needs, man. It's not even enough to cover the mortgage. And it's in America, aka Babylon the Great does not have a future, man. And that's basically what the scripture is talking about. You know what I'm saying? People are no longer going to be able to have jobs, man, because they're shut down and they're breaking down Babylon the Great, aka America. And with talks about a second round of stimulus check, and you got the Republican and Democrats. They basically can't come to terms on what they want to do to help the quote unquote American people, man. And let's just be honest, these people don't really give a damn about you Black, Latino, Native Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care that you need to live. Because they already believe that they're in good case. But you know what I'm saying? They're gonna end up feeling the wrath too, man. They're gonna end up feeling what the actual quote unquote America is feeling, man. You're gonna soon later gonna come down a pipeline. And they're gonna come to realize that these people, the rich and these bankers don't really care about them either. Because you gotta have a certain amount of wealth to want to be in their club, and you got to be a part of their bloodline. You know what I'm saying? But we already know that these bankers don't care about them, and they ready to put a plug on Babylon the Great, aka America. Let's continue with the scripture, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. It reads, "And the door shall be shut in the streets, when the sounding of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the doors of meeting shall be brought low, and the door shall be shut in the street." We relate that to the coronavirus, man. Because when the second wave hit, it's going to force this stay-at-home order, and it's going to have many people forced to be locked in their houses, like cattle, man. You know what I'm saying? Being forced to be shut in. And I believe I'm just speaking as a man that when they really going to enforce martial law, man, they're gonna put martial law into play to have people to be set at home, man, and to make sure that a person that's non-essential is not allowed to come out of their home. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these people want to do, man. They want to control every facet in every aspect of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? The grinding low mean that there's not going to be any more jobs, man. And then, the party of music in this society sucks, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Let's just go on to verse 5. It reads, "Also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way. The almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. And desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and mourners go about the streets, because all that mirth and all that carelessness in the society is being taken away from America, Babylon the Great. Not just America, but also around the world, man. Because you got plagues that are going on around the world, man. And to get a scripture that backs it up is going to be Matthew chapter 24, and this is going to be verse 7. And it reads, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And all these plagues and all these things come upon the earth are the beginning of sorrows. And we are just in the beginning stages of all of this, man. And you got people that are already losing their mind, man. They already losing, they already losing their mind because the virtual stuff is gone, man. And you can see in the schools, man, they got virtual crowds that are there, man, because people are not allowed to physically go to the stadium. America Babylon the Great is finished, now. That's basically what this all boils down to. America is finished. Because you read Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And Yahweh, this will be the last scripture. We're going to go ahead and close out the video. You know what I'm saying? America Babylon the Great is finished. You know what I'm saying? This is Jeremiah chapter 51. I believe starting in verse 7. Jeremiah 51 chapter is a good chapter that goes into the door of Babylon, man, which is which is America. You know what I'm saying? If you just knowing the faith, I suggest that you read Jeremiah 51. It goes into Babylon the Great, how it's going to be destroyed, and also the book of Obadiah is a good book too. Let's just continue on. It reads, and also before I get that, I start also Revelation chapter 8, 17 and 18. Also, the chapter goes into the fall of Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay, let's continue on. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, starting at verse 7. It reads, Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nation had drunken of the wine, therefore the nations are mad. And the precept to that is, I believe it's in Revelation, I believe it's in Revelation 11, Revelation 18 and 2, that all the nations had drunk of the wine of wrath of fornication, and talking about all the other nations partaking in the philosophies and the ways of Babylon the Great. But let's just continue on. This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. It said, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, and so she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let her go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reach under heaven and is lifted up into the sky. And these other nations are turning their back on Babylon the Great, man. Babylon the Great is not going to be healed. You know what I'm saying? For you wacky-tacky Christians out there, they're talking about we need to pray for America. Fuck America, man. This place is not going to be healed, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? He's going to use the other nations to do it. As well as Yahweh the church is going to work in this place also. You know what I'm saying? This place is done, it's finished, man. In the same way, this coronavirus is going to be worse than the first, man. And it's time for America, Babylon the Great to be destroyed, man. Call the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Another respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth all over the globe worldwide. See you again with another lesson real soon. Yahweh willing. Shalom.